Good day, class. For our topic for today, we have human ecology and climate change. This is our learning outcomes for this topic. So, enumerate the basic components of an ecosystem, discuss the several meaning of adaptation, define conservation and give its different type, explain the impact of climate change to human health, explain the impact of climate change to human health, and enumerate the effects of climate change. So, ecology, let's define it. So, it is defined as the scientific study of interaction between the organism and environment. So, as the word itself, no, eco meanings environment, logy meaning study. So, you are studying the environment and its um, organisms. Okay, so we have two okay word that are important here, the environment and the organism. How does they interact and how they benefit from each other? So human ecology is a subfield that focuses on relationship again between humans and their natural, social, and built environment. So this is a subdiscipline of your ecology. Subdiscipline that only deals with human and their environment, such as the natural, social, and okay, other environmental factors. Human ecology emphasizes how population size, social organization, technology, values, and institution interact with the ecosystem. So basically, this is just a we call this as a spread or a better or a larger scale epidemiology because in epidemiology we already talked about the relationship of the population, the organization, okay, the study and the analysis of it. But here we are correlating or we are checking on the relationship between these disciplines, okay, and it is interdisciplinary, incorporating concept from biology, sociology, anthropology, and geography, and even public health. That's why it's very common with the approach of your epidemiology. Ecosystem and their components. So, what is an ecosystem? So, an ecosystem is consists of all living things, including your biotic and abiotic. So, when you say biotic, these are the living things. Okay, living. Okay, living. Kaya nga bio. Okay, pag abiotic, it means non-living. Okay, so the interaction between the living and the non-living, or even living to living or non-living to non-living. And the components are, again, your abiotic components, biotic, and energy flow and bio. So let's talk about these components. So for the abiotic components, you do have the sunlight, water, soil temperature, and minerals. So these are factors that can affect how a organism live. Okay, so basically sunlight can affect on daily living, especially for those who are dependent on that, like your producers. Okay, producers. And your producers are usually growing or living via photosynthesis and they need okay sunlight in order for them to produce their own food. Same as with water. Okay, with water. And water as a natural component for all living things. Okay, for all living things because without water, okay, most of living things cannot live, especially humans. Okay, humans is composed of around 60 to 70% water. Okay, then soil. Soil, especially for producers. Okay, most of the producers thrives on the soil. And of course, they need nutrients coming from the soil. Okay, temperature. We are temperature dependent. Higher temperature can affect our daily living. Okay, for example, hotter weathers can affect our working status or even our body by changing its molecular um, structure, for such as our proteins can be denaturated on higher temperature. Okay, and lower temperature, most also some proteins can be destroyed. So if maintaining the right temperature for all living things or for specific organism is very essential. And minerals, of course, these are our nutrients, okay, including the vitamins, the macro, the carbohydrates, okay, and others are included in this in order for us to thrive to our environment. So those are the abiotic components, meaning they are not living things. Next, for biotic component naman, we do have the producers, or commonly known as autotrophs. Why auto? Auto meaning self. Okay, they are self-dependent, converting sunlight into energy, such as plants and algae. Okay, so those are the producer. They are the bottom chain of our food chain because they are the one producing foods. Okay, for the consumer, they could be heterotrophs. Okay, heterotrophs, obtaining energy by consuming other organisms, and they are divided into three. We do have the herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. When we say herbivores, they are dependent on plants. Pag carnivores, they are dependent on protein. Protein from meat. Okay, pag omnivores, they are dependent on both. They can eat plants and meat. Okay, so those are our classification of consumers, and different type of consumers. Okay, different um, producer. For example, for the herbivores, okay, the producer for herbivores are usually plants. For the producer for omnivores, usually they are herbivores. And for omnivores, they could adapt for both. Okay. Next is decomposer. They break dead organism and recycle its nutrients, such as our bacteria and fungi. Okay. So they usually thrive on those dead living things in order for them to grow, and they obtain their nutrients and food via decomposing. Okay. Kaya decomposers. Okay. Another component is the energy flow and biomass. The energy transfer follow a food chain or a food web, and only 10% of the energy is transferred from one trophic level to another. So meaning, from producer, 10% lang ng energy ang matatransfer kay consumer. At 10% lang din ang makukuha ni decomposer from the consumer itself. Okay? So, yan lang yun. So, the transfer of energy from one level to another, the energy flow. So, this is a food chain or a food, this is a simple food chain. The food web is very complex. You have interaction between other consumers. So, for example, a grass is the producer because they are autotrophs. They are autotrophs. Okay, they are autotrophs. And the primary consumer for this are your grasshopper, which is already considered a herbivore kasi they only eat grass. Okay? And then, this grasshopper will be eaten by the secondary consumer, which is a carnivore. Okay? A bird. Okay? Eating this one. Or, this could be a omnivore. It could eat plants or insects. Okay? And then, that bird could be, again, a producer for a tertiary consumer, which is a carnivore, a snake. Okay? And that snake could be another producer for another consumer, which is known as our apex predator. When we say apex predator, usually they are the last one to consume. And that could be an owl or a bird or an eagle. Okay? And then a mushroom, which is a decomposer, a form of fungi. This is a eagle. Okay, so for the human environment interaction, human influence ecosystem through activities such as your urbanization, deforestation, pollution, climate interaction, and resource interaction. And these are usually the interdependent or the interaction between the resources of the land for the human. So the social system also includes sorry, for the urbanization, Okay, this is the usually the thriving economy. Okay, how does a city or a locality adapts to what they have, or how they um advances, okay, in the community. Okay, for the deforestation, usually they are usually destroying or um removing forests in order for them to change it into a city or another area for planting. Okay, for pollution, usually we already know this that pollution is everywhere. We have air pollution, water pollution, okay, land pollution, or even noise pollution due to unnecessary sounds. Okay, for the climate alteration, this is now the climate change that we are experiencing right now. No, we don't have the prediction on the weather is very unusual, and it is not predictable anymore. Okay, such as for our wet season and dry season, you cannot predict it, as usually the dry season um, decades ago are usually in the months of March to May, but now starting January, we already felt so hot. Okay, or even in the rainy season. Okay, rainy season are usually in June and July, but nowadays we experience them from January to May. So those are climate alteration. Okay, and resource extraction by okay getting resources from mining, okay, loggings, illegal loggings, and others. For the human environment interaction, social system includes culture, economy, politics, population dynamics, and technology. So for culture, usually this is a a form of how does people do their things. Okay, how does community do their own thing? How they provide for themselves? How do they adopt to what they have? Okay, for the economy, this is usually with regards to the flow of the resources with a community or a area or location, such as for our GDP and GDP and GPA. Okay, then politics. So, how does a community or a area provide its leadership and the command? Okay, and population dynamics. Okay, how many births are produced in a year, in a month, in that specific area, or how many deaths are already being counted. So, more on the population. And for the technology, the advancement of how technology is being utilized in a daily form of life. For example, the transportation, the communication. Okay, this influence how human use, modify, or conserve the ecosystem by modifying this social system. And this will be utilized by this population in order for them to have an easy lifestyle. So we do have adaptation. So adaptation refers to traits or processes that enhance survival and reproduction of a particular environment. So for example, those people who are living near side an ocean or a lake, usually how they adapt through the water resources, they build houses above the waters by putting tall infrastructures, or you call it stilts. Okay, or the primary um, get their income coming from the lake or the water resource, so they adapt. Or even no one good example of this is our Bajaus in the part of Mindanao, where they already adopted on on the part of their, they call this the lung capacity. Sorry, the lung capacity. So they have a longer periods of time underwater. They can swim for a longer period of time underwater than other population, because their lungs already adapt through their daily living. Okay, so the three meanings of this adaptation is evolutionary process, okay, population state, and phenotypic traits. So for the evolution process, so this is natural selection promotes advantageous traits. So for example, our badjaus, now they already adopt or evolution, they had already their evolution on increasing their lung capacity in order for them to have a longer breaths underwater. For the population state, population becomes suited for its environment. Okay, for example, here in Manila, okay, so the population is adapting. So the generation, for example, the current generation, no, the marrying age is now increasing, the having children is now getting old. So yan, mga adaptation. Okay, and phenotypic traits is individual characteristics such as thick fur, drought resistance for animals. So for for humans, no, they usually here in the Philippines, we develop darker skin color because of our sun exposure. And even Africa, they have darker skin colors because of the sun exposure. In other parts of the world, like such as in parts of Antarctica or the near Antarctica, they develop already having extra fat in order for them to have a very good insulation through a cold climate. Okay, and then adaptive plasticity is ability to organism to alter its trait in response to environmental changes. So, for example, now, no, we are many individuals are having the plastic surgery for a better cosmetics, but no, that is based on how the environment okay adapts. So, for example, the plastic surgery. Okay, so most of our due to the demand of having a what do you call this, a having a good nose bridge, because some of us so believe that it has a better smelling condition. Okay, or having a for animals such as having you call this protective layer. Yan, yung mga yan. Okay, so you modify yourself by adapting to your community. So that's plasticity. So kaya plastic surgery. Okay? Yan. Conservation naman is the scientific study of nature with the aim of protecting species, their habitats, and ecosystem from extinction. So we are protecting an organism in order for them not to be extinct. Okay, so we do have types of conservation: environmental and animal. So for environmental, focuses on protecting the land, air, water, and biodiversity. So more so ang ginagawa natin dito sa environmental conservation, we are protecting the home of those organisms. Okay, yung tirahan. Okay, it promotes sustainable practices to reduce human impact on those environment and prevents habitat destruction and resource depletion. Um, Also, for the animal conservation naman, it protects the species or the organism itself. Okay? It involves habitat preservation, anti-poaching effort, and even breeding programs. So we already produced a program for our um, Philippine eagle. Okay, the Philippine eagle. So that's animal conservation. For environmental conservation naman, we are stopping deforestation, mining, not to destroy the habitats of our animals. So other types, we do have the marine conservation, most dealing with your water resources and water organisms, and our human conservation via protecting the marginalized or those who are badly affected. And such as for the indigenous tribe. So we do have here is the Pichala of Ecuador, but here in the Philippines, no, our own cultures such as indigenous tribes such as the Igorots, the tribes in Maranao. Okay? So, yun yung mga naman sa Philippines. So, climate change, human and ecological crisis. So, long-term changes in global or regional climate patterns. So, what are the causes of this one? So, we do have natural, human, greenhouse, deforestation, industrial activity, agriculture, and fossil fuel combustion. So, for natural, usually this is unpredictable by a natural cause, okay, for such as volcanic activity, plate tectonics such as earthquake or solar radiation, or even natural disasters such as our typhoon, no, that are very specific to the Philippines. Okay, human, greenhouse emission from fossil fuel, deforestation, and even industrial activities. Okay, so our consumption of gas, the production of our carbon dioxide and tetracarbons. Okay, so greenhouse gas emissions such as your carbon dioxide, your ammonia, okay, your nitrogen dioxide. So yung mga yan, these are toxic gases that are being produced in our community. Deforestation, okay? We are destroying our habitats for our animals and even decreasing, okay, the capacity of the land in order for it to ensure that not no landslide or no erosion will happen, okay? Industrial activities such as the mining, okay, mining, okay, road improvement, okay, making of our roads, agriculture, okay, by modifying our food or the plants in order for us to have more produces, okay. So for example, we do inject or modify our palay in order for have to us to have a larger grains, okay, or injecting other chemicals to our animals in order for us to gain more meat. So those are sample of another in agriculture. For fossil fuel combustion, the automotive. So kaya nga we are now switching into EV, no, electric cars in order for us to lessen the fuel combustions because the fuel combustion produces um, um, carbon dioxide, no, and carbon monoxide in our air. So yeah. And what are the impacts of these climate changes? Usually rising global temperature, and usually we experience this by having excessive heat, okay, during the summers, no, masyado na mainit, hindi na tolerable, na danger zone na, or even melting of the ice caps. Okay? Melting glaciers and rising sea levels, yan, no? Because syempre pagka natutunaw yung yelo sa mga Arctics, it is being distributed into the water levels of our ocean. That's why, no, mas mabilis mag-flood, mas mabilis tumaas yung water level ng sea. Okay, and more frequent and severe natural disasters such as storms, droughts, and floods. No, here in the Philippines, we already experienced that last summer, and nowadays in rainy seasons, we are having extreme floodings na grabe, and even landslides. Okay, so those are the effects. And others, temperature-related impact, yan, no? Increased heat waves, kaya nga tayo nung mga nakaraan, walang pasok due to dangerous heat levels, no? More cases of heat stroke and even dehydration, especially those area na hindi accessible ang clean water for dehydration. Air quality impact, increased ground level ozone and particulate matter. So, yan nga, due to industrialization, okay, mga pagtatanggal, paglalagay ng mga kalsada, okay, pagsisira ng kalsada or even deforestation, nagkakaroon, or even the mining, no, nagkakaroon tayo ng particulate matter, yung asbestos production, yan. That could affect our air quality. Okay? Respiratory diseases such as asthma, bronchitis, and COPD are now prominent due to these particulate matters. Okay, na nai-inhale ng individual, causing distress in the lungs. And wildfire, smoke exposure. So during the wildfires, no, nagkakaroon din tayo ng much more exposure to carbon dioxide and even toxic smokes that could lead to sometimes death. Kaya nga nung case of wildfire in the US, ang daming namatay na animals and even humans due to prolonged exposure to smoke. Okay. Food and water insecurity. Okay, the crop failure, bakit? Due to high heat levels, okay, or even flooding, storms, yan. Water scarcity, no clean water. So for example, in cases of flooding, yan, affected ang ating water system. Okay? Or in those area na wala talagang clean water. Okay? Malnutrition by the distribution of our food. Those areas na hindi naabot ng food or even with the damaged crops or crop. Okay? Next is extreme weather events such as flooding, hurricanes, drought, storms, okay, mga disruption of healthcare services due to inclement weather, no? Siyempre, hindi makakapunta ng hospital or health center due to flooding or walang staff. Okay, so yan, increase in vector-borne diseases such as malaria and dengue due to having more areas for reproduction ng ating mga vectors, okay, especially the mosquitoes due to flooding. Okay, mental health impacts such as PTSD, anxiety, depression, and social displacement due to the effect of the climate or even the disaster, no? After nun, may kakaroon ka ng mental health impact such as in after flooding, o saan naman tayo magsisimula, ano naman magiging kakahinatnan natin, ganyan, no? So, such as post-traumatic syndrome, disorder, okay, anxiety, no? Konting ulan lang, natatakot na yung ibang tao kasi nga, usually bumabahan na agad ng ganun, okay? On social displacement. Yan, yung mga yan. And our vulnerable population, these are the population commonly affected or usually, okay, much more ang effect sa mga ito. For example, our children, syempre, they don't have the capacity to adapt easily because they are still in a age of hindi nila masyado pang naiintindihan, okay? And even the capacity to protect themselves. And elderly, syempre, they have the decreased energy. Okay, so kaya they are already vulnerable and even the immune response, same with the children, no? Hindi ganon pakaganda. Pregnant women, they have two circulation. So, kaya, again, they are also vulnerable. Low-income communities due to food security, okay, health services na kulang, yung mga yan. People with chronic disease or disability due to incompensation and even immunocompromisation. Yung mga yan. So those are my references for this lecture.